Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, so I've been pretty demotivated lately. Kind of annoyed with the old computer community. Full of left-wing extremists. I find them cringe and annoying, and it makes me not want to do any of this. But I was whining about this the other day, and whined about it to some people, and decided I'm being a big shit ass, and I need to stop being a pussy and just, like, do stuff anyway, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, this is what I was working on before I got disgusted and quit doing old computer stuff. This is a mini ITX form factor RCBus backplane. So the idea is it'll mount up in whatever ITX or ATX type case here, and probably in AT cases too. I think the screw holes match for that too, but you'd have to do something else for power supply. But the idea is you put it in whatever case you want, and you can build yourself like a nice little, like, enclosed CPM machine that's not just like boards hanging out on a fucking bench somewhere, you know. So here's one little case I thought might be cool for this. Unfortunately, it's short enough that it won't accept anything other than the short cards, you know. There's some cards that are big and tall, and they're not going to fit in there, I don't think, but these ought to be okay. And this case has like this smoked glass top. I think will be cool for like the blinking lights and shit like that. Wow, that got dusty inside while I was fucking off doing nothing with old computers. Wow. So I don't know, I think that'll be cool. This one here, originally I was going to do this with a little microcontroller. The thought was, you know, like these ATX cases, you've got one button that you can mess with, right? So the idea was, like, when the machine was off, a single press would turn the machine on, and then once the machine was running, a single short press would reset the machine, act like a reset button, but pressing and holding it for more than a couple of seconds would power the machine back off again. But yeah, I was going to originally implement that on a microcontroller, which is how I laid this board out, which has some mistakes anyway. I didn't even mean to have this one fabricated. I sent them the wrong Gerbers, and then it was too late to cancel it. So I've got 5 of these boards with everything. This is all fucked up right here. But I'm going to try to use it for prototyping this other circuit, which my friend Omar Deepshana figured out for me. I'm not smart enough to do this myself. Let me see if I don't have any weird porn up here. Nope. Okay, very good. So he came up with this circuit here, which I have not tried. So this should implement the same functionality in the old school discrete shit way, you know what I'm saying? So if that works, I mean, I have no reason to believe that it won't, but I have a bad history of making things that don't work. But this one might actually work since somebody other than me designed it. But yeah, that might be pretty cool. Yeah. The only thing that worries me a little bit is I didn't want to use a great big capacitor right here. This is the RC circuit that determines the, like, power off delay when you hold the button in. I didn't want to use more than a 1 microfarad capacitor here. For some reason that he explains to me that I can't remember now because I'm stupid. So that ends up calling for a 3 meg resistor here. That's pretty large. I don't know how well this will work with this stuff so, like, extreme, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I think it was, yeah. The capacitor value the value of this capacitor had something to do with not exceeding the rating settings for this diode or something like that. I don't know, whatever. I'm too dumb to know how this stuff works. But, yeah, there it is. The real reset power thing circuit that hopefully actually works. And then the new backplane will look like this. I think that's pretty based. I don't know. Here's the 3D model of it. Supposedly, yeah, there we go. Pretty based. I've got some jumpers here to switch these daisy chain stuff back and forth between daisy chain and straight through, so that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think this will be fine. I'm going to prototype this circuit on this prototyping area there, I think, and make sure that it actually works. I thought about trying to do it on breadboard, but when you do that shit on the breadboard, you know, you got those big jumper wires that are like up in there, and the shit starts acting like antennas and nothing works right. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna, since I've got these extra boards, I'm just going to waste a couple of headers and one of my ATX power connectors. These were actually a lot less expensive than I thought they would be, although I bought the cheapest ones I could. I don't know. So I had also designed these other boards, which may or may not work. I don't know. Why are there two of those? One of them is older than the other one. Yes, this one needs to be deletified. This old one. Well, wait, that's not an old one. But it has... I don't know, whatever. So this doohickaroo is... What am I... Did I hit save? Oh, I hit save instead of load. I'm a retard. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that anymore, am I? That's kind of retarded. Okay, there we go. I was able to open a thing. So that's... anyway, so this is like a bus monitor and terminal card. It takes a ESP32 module, and initially for debugging purposes, it connects to the RCBus using these I/O expanders, and then later on, well, I mean, and at the same time, you can also run some FabGL firmware on here to have it act like a serial terminal and connect to a VGA monitor. So there's the R2R DAC for the VGA and the PS2 keyboard port and a sound port with a LM386 on it and a little volume control. I think this will work. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an analog. Well, I don't know anything about anything, but I'm especially not an analog guy. So who the hell knows? And then that'll look like this. It's kind of packed on there. Here's the 3D version of it. And I've got my headers here to hook the shit to and all that. I hope it works alright. I don't know. I'm going to get prototypes of these fabbed along with the new backplane once I've prototyped the power circuit thing on the backplane, just to make sure that it works and I don't need to go back to the microcontroller thing for stability purposes. And then I've got a CPU card. I think, yeah, no, there's one from November and one from October, so I guess this is the most recent one. Yeah, whatever. So this is a Z180 CPU card, and it will look like so. It doesn't implement any functionality beyond being a CPU card. I did expose this header. This has the Z180's built-in serial ports on it, including one that can be used for talking to an SD card, but I didn't build any SD functionality onto this thing. It was a little crowded, and I kind of wanted to like not have extra stuff on it, you know, just cause, whatever. Yeah, so I don't know if that'll work or not. It should run at, there's a standard speed that all the Z180 cards run at, because it makes for a good serial clock speed as well. It's like 18 point some megahertz, but you can set a bit once you've booted that clock doubles it, so it'll run at like 36 megahertz or something like that, which is pretty freaking fast. That's it's very, very similar to the Small Computer Central Z180 card, which is what this is. I'm going to assemble that just so I have one that I know like works to test stuff with and have a nice little like fast CPM machine, you know what I'm saying? But this one does have the SD card interface built into it, and something else, I can't remember what. Anyway, yeah. I've designed these other things that need fixed. I think I had the the slots upside down on the backplane or something. I can't remember. There was something wrong, or maybe they were upside down on the template where the header goes on the cards. I can't remember. In any case, something was wrong, and I need to redo these. But I've got a 1 megabyte RAM card that I had designed. I mean, there's nothing much to it. It uses a couple of those 512K Alliance SRAMs, and it does some page decoding, so like you can disable part of the RAM when you're booting off of a ROM and shit like that. I don't know if I laid this out or not. Not completely, but yeah, you can see how that's going to kind of be when it's done. And then I'd also add the ROM card. It's a 32K ROM card. I don't know if I even laid this out at all. Apparently not. I don't know. I don't remember. But this one, oh yeah, this is the one I decided to split the RAM and the ROM apart. That's right, because one of the functions of that ESP32 bus monitor card is that it'll be able to emulate ROM and RAM. So I was gonna, like for initial testing, like booting the thing, I was gonna have that thing take over the bus and like write into RAM and then reset the CPU and start it in RAM instead of having a ROM, because I figured that, because then I can like, you know, like just dump my ROM images to it over a TCP socket or something like that, and it'll be like super easy to like compile, debug, cycle, you know. So yeah, there's a bunch of shit on here that needs to be removed. Whatever. And then I did, is this the right box? I don't know if this is the right box or not. Yeah, I did have a bunch of these little prototyping boards fabbed up. So, oh shit, I did it again. I didn't switch to the thing. I had a bunch of these prototyping boards fabbed up. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to close this box because then you'll see who I had do my cards. Guess what? It wasn't JLC. It wasn't PCBWay, because they didn't want to pay me to shill for them. So we can still make a deal, PCBWay. You just have to pay me enough and be more clear with what your terms are. You ain't gonna catch me in some kind of like legal trap or whatever, I hope. Anyway, so I was approached by PCBWay about like chilling for them on here, and I kind of jerked them around a little bit for lulz because I'm an asshole, right? But I was going to try to get a bunch of PC boards fabbed that had all of the words that are banned by the Great Firewall on one, and like another one that had a picture of Winnie the Pooh on it, and another one that had like a picture of Tiananmen Square on it, and see if they'd actually make them. But I never got that far. So PCBWay, we can still have a sponsorship deal. Come on, guys. Yeah, I'll have you make me some perfectly party acceptable boards to be shipped to the United States and showed to everyone on the YouTubes. We can make a deal, guys. Come on, let's do it. Anyway, fuck, what was I talking about? See, I'm going crazy. That's like for real. I've got like early onset dementia or something. I can't remember anything anymore. It's really sad. Or maybe I'm just like gone schizo or something. That could be too. I'll be the next Terry Davis, except not nearly as smart. Anyway, right. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, or had been working on before I got disgusted and quit working on stuff. But I don't know. I need to quit being a big pussy and just like do stuff anyway. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to put this board together enough to make it work, and then put together these two boards. These are the Small Computers Central Z180 and RAM flash ROM boards. So that'll be like a bare bones Z system, you know. I can fart around with some. That'll be fun, I guess. And then I'll use this, which I know is a good design. I'll use this to debug the Busmaster ESP32 card that I want to use to help me debug the other cards that I've designed myself. So that's the plan that I had in mind. So I guess the next video will be, do you guys want to see a stupid soldering video? I don't know if those are interesting or not. If you do, I'll go ahead and turn the camera on when I record this stuff, but I'll plan on not posting that kind of boring shit unless you guys really want me to. So tell me if you want to see that crap. I doubt any of you actually watched this far anyway. Alright, bye.